Live from Fire Station Number 1 on Orchard Lake Road, it's the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, only on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. And now, here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hi everyone and welcome. We are here today on this gorgeous afternoon inside Fire Station Number 1 off of Orchard Lake Road. This is the open house for the West Bloomfield Fire Department. We have a big crowd here already. The event goes on today from noon until 3. We'd love to have you stop by. There's all kinds of fun activities and all kinds of food and games and fun things for kids of all ages. Outside, we have a really interesting fire hose demo happening where a lot of little kids are lined up where they can actually take a fire hose, a real one, and spray water on a target and see how well they do. Inside, we have some options for younger kids to put together a giant puzzle, to get a picture with the fire department mascot, Sparky. You can actually go online and have some cool activities as well at sparky.org. Also, you can stop by and come inside and practice what it would be like if you wanted to call 911. You can have a practice there. They'll tell you everything you need to know as far as the information that you should be relaying if you ever have an emergency. And other than that, we just have a lot of fun activities lined up for everybody. There are so many people here, but there's lots of room if you're interested in stopping by as well. Outside, on the other side of the fire station, we actually have a smokehouse demo as well, where you can go inside, you can learn, what do I do in case an emergency is happening, my house is on fire, or something inside of my house catches fire, how do I escape, should I stand tall, should I crawl on the ground? All of those things are great for kids to know in case of an emergency. Again, we are inside Fire Station Number 1, right next to the West Bloomfield High School. If you choose to stop by this free event, make sure and park at the high school, take a short walk over, and we'll be glad to welcome you. We have all kinds of vendors here today and fun activities again for people of all ages. I see across the way from where I'm sitting right now, we have the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, where they will be giving you some information on how you can protect your future and your current safety. We also have the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec. They have a really cool demo happening across the way as well. And we also have Alana's Foundation. They'll be telling us how important it is to get the flu vaccine and why that can potentially save our lives and the lives of our children. So all kinds of fun reasons to stop by today at the West Bloomfield Fire Station Number 1. A little bit later on in the show, we're going to be having some interviews for some of the people that are here today, and we would love to have you stop by, take a look at everything that's going on, and we'd love to meet you. So again, stop by Fire Station Number 1 and be sure to check out all of these fun and free activities. I see a whole lot of police personnel walking around, introducing themselves to people, personnel also introducing themselves and just making sure that people know who they are in case an emergency were to arise, and again offering some really easy to remember tips as far as what you can do in the case of an emergency. I don't know if anyone listening knows, but West Bloomfield was recently voted one of the safest cities in our country, so it's very likely that we may not have a lot of emergencies happening, but in the off chance that one does, today is the perfect opportunity to learn what you can do in case that were to happen. Again, outside, I'm also seeing some demonstrations about what it would be like if we were to drive and text or drive while drunk. We have some very eye-opening demos from vehicles that have been crushed. We have a huge fire truck over on one side of the station with the ladder erected very high in the sky. It's a gorgeous day to come take a look at that. And if your kids have ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes inside of a fire station, because we drive by them all the time, this is your chance to come by and to do that. All right, we're going to take a quick break right now. Once again, you're listening to WBLD 89.3. My name is Sheena. We'll be back in just a minute.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan.
Hello, thank you for calling information. How may I assist you?
Hi, I'd like to know what's going on with the construction in West Bloomfield.
Please hold while I transfer you to 89.3 WBLD. Hello, thank you for calling information. How may I assist you?
Hi, do you know of any events going on in the West Bloomfield area?
Please hold while I transfer you to 89.3 WBLD.
Tired of being transferred all the time? Why not go straight to the source for all of your West Bloomfield information needs? Tune in to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. The West Bloomfield Township Clerk's Office is now offering one-stop shopping for all of your passport needs, including photo services for an additional $10 fee. Applications are accepted Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., and extended hours are offered the second Wednesday of each month from 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Passport application forms can be obtained at the clerk's office or from the U.S. Department of State website at www.travel.state.gov. Please call the West Bloomfield Township Clerk's Office at 248-451-4848 with any questions or special circumstances. This has been a public service announcement from the Township of West Bloomfield and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hi everyone, welcome back. We are here broadcasting live from the West Bloomfield Fire Station number 1, right next door to the West Bloomfield High School. If you're in the area, go ahead and stop on by. There's all kinds of fun activities happening here for kids of all ages. It's a free event. It's going from noon till 3. We'd love to have you stop by. Sitting here with me right now, I have park naturalist Patrick Endres. Patrick, thanks for stopping by.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Now, there are a lot of booths and vendors here today, but your booth caught my eye because you have an animal sitting on top of your booth. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing here today and what the kids can expect if they stop by.
Sure. So we're supporting our fire department in West Bloomfield, and so we brought up a table, and the animal you were referring to, we have a taxidermy beaver that people can come out because in our we're fortunate in West Bloomfield to have a lot of lakes and rivers, and so some of the animals that you can see are muskrats and beavers, so we try to educate the public. That's one of our roles as nature teachers and naturalists. I'm one of 2 team members on the West Bloomfield Parks that teach people about nature, and so we're talking about that. We're also doing a craft on fall leaves. You can make your own fall leaf because it is fall time. And then we're also talking about our upcoming programs. So 2 big events that we have coming up. On October 14th is our Fall Fest from noon to 4.
Oh, nice.
And then our Trick or Treat Trail on October 29th from 3 to 5:15. So.
Okay, great. Now tell me a little bit about the Fall Fest. If people were going to stop by, what would they be in store for?
So there's a lot of fun activities going on. There'll be games, booths, vendors, and just fun activities all the time that people can enjoy the fall time with us and have a wonderful time. So
great. And the trick or treat, that's always popular with the kids. So are you going to be dressed up in costume?
I will be dressed up this year. So I grew a beard so I could pull off being a lumberjack. So I will be talking to the public that come to my table about forests and the importance forests play in our communities and in nature. So I'll be looking like a true lumberjack during that event.
You're really just gearing up for Christmas, right? So you can play Santa.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to grow a little bit whiter here.
Yeah, you'd have to like bleach it out or something. Oh, how fun that would be, though.
Yeah.
So kids can go down the trail. They can find candy at different locations.
There will be different locations where families can go to, and each stop they'll be able to get some piece of candy.
That sounds like really fun. And that's when again? I forgot.
October 29th.
29th. Okay, great. Nice. Awesome. And if they want to stop by, do they have to register, or can they just?
They can register online by going to wbparks.org, and then there'll be information there and also on our Facebook page we'll have information.
Okay, cool.
So,
what do you think is one of the most common questions that kids have as far as when you're doing your nature events and things like that? I mean, kids can be very inquisitive.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a million of them here today already at this event. So what's one of those odd or funny questions that kids tend to ask?
So, like, a common question is just like, what am I looking at? Because kids are so observant. That's one of the things that I love most about going on hikes with kids. They're so observant. And so they'll say, like, what am I looking at? And then you just talk to them. If you're able to identify it as a nature teacher, you can. And then sometimes they just stump you, and you have to take an extra minute to be like, I don't know the answer, but let's find out together. So it's their inquisitive nature that's so fun. and it can be like, what's this plant? What's that bird? So.
No, that's so great.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we have Google, right?
Yeah.
For those moments we're like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yep.
So you said the kids over there can do a fall craft.
Yes.
Now tell me what that is. I'm a big kid myself. I may stop by,
So am I. So when you get there, you'll get a little piece of leaf, paper leaf, and then we have these dot painters that you can color your leaf whatever color you want. It's the fall color, so think red, orange, yellow, and some green or brown, and then you can take it home with you. So it's like something that you can hang on a refrigerator, hang on a table, and it's just a way to like connect people. We go through seasons in Michigan. We're fortunate enough to have all 4 seasons in Michigan. So
yeah, fabulous.
Yep.
Now, are there any safety tips and tricks that you give kids? Because the theme today is being aware of fire safety, things like that. So as far as being outdoors, especially as a kid, are there some basic tips that you give that you'd like to share with those listening?
Oh, absolutely. Every time I give a hike, I normally start the program by talking about when we go on a trail, we want to be aware of our surroundings. We want to look up, down to the sides so that we don't run into any trees or branches, but then we also want to make them aware of plants that you don't want to encounter or touch, because like plants like poison ivy, that's common in this state and in our township. If the plant rubs against your skin, there'll be a rash or an irritation on there because of the natural oils that are on that plant. So I always want to make kids aware of that, so that's one that I always start my hikes with, is getting kids aware of what to look for, signs of identifying poison ivy, so they can still have a wonderful time in nature and not have to have a rash.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Now, how do things change at the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec when we get into the winter months? What kinds of things do you have coming up for winter? Because I think we'd be probably a little bit more limited.
Well, in our facilities, we have classes still going on. The nature programming goes year-round. And so we do public programming, we do nature birthday parties. We'll still have activities going on, like some of them will actually have a polar party, which will be coming up in January. We'll have an event for the adults, snowshoeing with your sweetie, kind of like a Valentine's Day program. We also celebrate Earth Day in West Bloomfield at West Bloomfield Park, so that'll be coming up in April. And then there'll be public programs year-round with West Bloomfield Park. So we're getting all those dates coordinated, and our brochure will be coming out in the next couple of months for people to enjoy too.
Oh, so, fun. Just as a reminder for those listening, I'm sitting down with park naturalist Patrick Indres, and you are listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lake Sam FM. We are broadcasting live from the West Bloomfield Fire Department Fire Station #1. They have an open house happening today from noon until 3. We'd love to have you stop by. There's all kinds of activities for the kids, all kinds of activities for parents as well. You can learn about basic fire safety. You can learn about how you can be safe in the great outdoors. We have someone going to be talking about the importance of flu shots. We have all kinds of fun activities for kids that also will teach them some of these basics that they need to know. All right, we're going to take a quick minute here and go on a break. Once again, you're listening to your home for Laker sports, WBTV, Comcast Channel 19, and AT&T Channel 99 and 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, the all-new Lakes FM. We'll be right back.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you have only 2 minutes to safely escape? That's why it's important to have working smoke alarms and test them monthly. You should also develop an escape plan and practice that plan so that everyone in your family can get out in less than 2 minutes. A home fire can strike anywhere, anytime, devastating families. But we can change that. Make your plan today. The American Red Cross has other tools to help keep your family safe. Visit redcross.org to learn more. This has been a public service announcement from the American Red Cross and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. Hi, I'm Tyler Keefe from 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. When I do my show, I want to make sure I get as big of an audience as possible, and I know that you want the same thing for your group or organization's events. Well, I got an opportunity for you to double, even triple your event's reach in the greater West Bloomfield area, absolutely free, by becoming a community partner. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many great organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. If you want people to come out to your events, you need to become a community partner. For more information on this amazing opportunity, send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro, or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield, 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. We now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are broadcasting live from Fire Station Number 1 off of Orchard Lake Road. If you are looking for something fun to do this afternoon, make sure and stop by. This is a family-friendly event. We're here at the open house, located right next to the West Bloomfield High School. That's where we were going to ask you to park if you do stop by, and then walk on over, bring the kids. They will have a great time with all of the fun activities that we have going on here today. I have sitting with me County Commissioner Marcia Gershenson. And Marcia, thanks for stopping by the table today.
I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah, so we are really excited about the turnout. We have a ton of people here today.
Amazing turnout on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon.
Absolutely.
But you know, it's a tribute to our public service department. I think one thing we've all learned over the years is that the most valuable players in our community are our police and fire officers, and it's out of respect for what they do. I've really grown to understand all the obligations that they have, and one thing that's always stayed with me is that when everybody's running out of a building, they're running in.
No, that's a great point.
And their courage and commitment to every viewer, everybody here is so fantastic. So I'm really proud of this community that we're out in full force to learn more about our fire department, and I know West Bloomfield Police is here as well. So it's very exciting. We're grateful to have you.
Oh, I'm excited to be here. Now, for those listening, tell them a little bit about your role and what you are doing here today.
Well, I represent 3 different townships, and West Bloomfield is one of them. So I do try to come to your township meetings to kind of find out what's happening in this community. And I am always available. My phone number is out there for residents to call me if you've got an issue. I know I'm working with some people on keeping their lakes clean. People don't contact their elected officials enough. And that's what we're here for, is to work for you. So please feel free always to reach out to me if you've got an issue with your roads, you've got an issue in your subdivision, you've got an issue on your lake, or you've got an issue with anybody that's in this community. Please feel free to let me know.
That's a really good reminder, because I think sometimes people think to themselves, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or oh, they don't have time to deal with it. So no, that's good. And that's one of the things I love so much about Oakland County, and specifically here in West Bloomfield, is our fire department, our police officers. They're everywhere. They're always there, friendly, happy, smiling faces. And so that's always a good reminder there.
And one of the things I really view as one of my most important jobs is to let people know what's happening. Oakland County offers so many services to people that need help possibly with foreclosure, or you have health-related issues, and a lot of people don't know what's available. So if you call me, I can kind of help you weed through the red tape. Can't always get the response that you want, but I can at least help you get there maybe a little quicker so you don't get turned off, because red tape in government is...
Yes. It's one of those necessary things we have to deal with.
Right.
Oh, good. So as I look around and see all these activities, I know I personally want to try out the fire hose demo.
Right,
is there anything that caught your eye today?
Oh, for sure, the fire hose, and I love looking at the trucks, and I actually like meeting the folks that work here, particularly always looking for women that are in this kind of a role. I'm a big supporter of helping women get back to work and be involved in their community. But I do want to do a special shout out before I go. I I listen to 89.3, and I'm so impressed with the music that they offer and the programming. So great job, and thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Marcia, for stopping by. We really appreciate your time. And for those who are listening, just remember you're listening to the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. My name is Sheena, and I'll catch you after the break.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Hi, I'm Tyler Keefe from 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. When I do my show, I want to make sure I get as big of an audience as possible, and I know that you want the same thing for your group or organization's events. Well, I got an opportunity for you to double, even triple your event's reach in the greater West Bloomfield area, absolutely free, by becoming a community partner. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many great organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. If you want people to come out to your events, you need to become a community partner. For more information on this amazing opportunity, send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro, or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Hi, I'm Jamie Starr from 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. There are a lot of new things this time of year. A new school year, a new season, and Greater West Bloomfield's newest hit radio show, Jamie Starr's Top 8 at 8. Join me as I count down the top 8 songs in the USA, talk about the latest and greatest trends, and give you updates on what's happening over at West Bloomfield High School. And it's only right here on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are broadcasting live from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House happening at Fire Station number 1 right off Orchard Lake Road. If you are in the area, please feel free to stop by. We'll be here from noon until 3. This is a free event, and it is a family-friendly event. Bring your little ones. There's all kinds of activities happening for young people. We also have several vendors, and sitting with me here at the table is Brandon from Lint Lifter. Brandon, thanks for stopping over.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Now, tell me a little bit about what Lint Lifter is. What types of things do you offer for people who are looking to stay safe?
Well, Lint Lifter, our main thing is fire prevention. You know, the last thing we want to do is, have these firefighters come to your house over a fire that occurred in a dryer. So what we do is we come in, we clean your dryer, we clean all your air ducts, make sure everything's up to date, and just try to keep you and your home as safe as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that most people, myself included, we don't really think about. I live in an older home, and I never really think about cleaning out those types of things. So how often should that be happening for people?
We recommend every 2 years you should have it cleaned and serviced. But if you have a bigger family or you're doing lots of laundry, probably once a year.
Yeah.
That would help for sure. And
now that really reduces the risk of fire, you're saying?
Absolutely, yes,
Wow.
ma'am.
Okay.
And believe it or not, 8 out of 10 gas dryers we open up have already had an open fire inside, and the homeowner has no idea.
And your dryer's still working?
Correct.
That is a scary thought. Oh my goodness.
It really is. It can be.
Wow.
We get inside your dryer and make sure everything's clean, as well as all your ducts leading to your vent outside.
Wow, that's amazing. So what would be some other tips that you can offer people as far as fire prevention and safety and things like that? For those listening, that might be, you probably just really got their attention. You certainly got mine. What else can you offer?
Well, obviously, we try to tell people clean your lint trap after every time you do a load.
Oh, so it
of
does have
laundry.
to be every time.
That's what we recommend.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Just to, stay on top of it, and also that only catches 15% of your lint going out. The other 85% blows out into your atmosphere.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't sound very environmentally friendly, does it? Now that we think about it. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's very good to know. So what do you think today as we look around this event? There's a huge turnout happening. You probably had a lot of activity. I actually see a lot of activity over at your table right now. How do you feel about the turnout today?
Oh, it's great. It's great to be, down here, part of the community, helping out, and just kind of reaching out to people and spreading the word to, prevent fires is a big thing for us, and we take it pretty seriously. So
yeah. So do you have any sort of activity kids can do? I see a huge bulletin board over there on your table, or that's demonstrating some photos, some befores and afters, I would imagine.
Yep, those are actually on the job pictures that we have taken, and jobs we've shown up to where there has been fires because of a fire inside of a dryer. But we have chips, we have pens, cards, little pamphlets, just.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep it interesting, but yeah, you're in the area, stop on by and say hi to us.
Yeah, for sure. No, we're really, really excited about the turnout today. And again, for those listening, we are broadcasting live from Fire Station number 1. We're right next door to the West Bloomfield High School, and all kinds of fun activities happening for the kids today. I see in front of us, Brandon, we have a stop, drop, and roll mat for kids learning how to escape in case a fire were to occur. We have puzzles for kids. We have a fire hose demo going on outside. We have all kinds of fire trucks. It'll be a really good time for everyone involved, most definitely. So as you look around, is there anything you think, oh, I want to try this out?
Honestly, I'd love to go shoot the fire hose.
That's what I said earlier. I was like, that's what Sheena wants to do. I want to see if I can aim correctly over there. That's so fun, though.
Yeah,
but I hear they have going on inside where you can actually practice calling 911. And because I know if in the case of an emergency, I'm sure the same thing with fire or any kind of emergency, your brain kind of freezes.
Sure.
And so you can practice actually talking to a dispatcher and seeing the types of things that you should say and all of that. So the event today should be a really informative time for people. So in addition to making sure that your dryer is cleaned out, is there anything else that you recommend to individuals to do as far as your organization is concerned? I see dryers, I see air ducts and vents, all of that good stuff.
Oh yeah, we do it all. Our main thing is dryers, but we also clean air ducts and your vents as well.
All right, all of that's really important, I would imagine, just making sure. Now, is there any way to sort of prevent that much, I guess, lint being pushed out? I mean, 85% is pretty significant. Are there filters that people can buy, or is that even worse because it traps the lint inside?
Yeah, we on your outside vent, we recommend you have a bird cage. It's like a cover that covers your vent. That helps from the critters from getting in. Any
didn't
birds.
Think about that either. Okay.
Birds like to get in there and build a little nest, and that just clogs up your vent. So that's not good. We don't like to see that. So that's why we recommend the bird cages. But besides dryers, the air ducts, we leave your house smelling very fresh after we clean air ducts, because we use all the sanitizer, and it makes it smell really good. And I know the customers are happy when we leave that they have a brand new smelling house. So
no, absolutely. No, that's great. All right, well, thank you, Brandon. Thanks for stopping by. Again, this is Brandon from Lentz Lifter, and for all of you listening, you're listening to the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, broadcast live on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I'm Sheena. We'll be right back.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Hi, I'm Tyler Keefe from 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. When I do my show, I want to make sure I get as big of an audience as possible, and I know that you want the same thing for your group or organization's events. Well, I got an opportunity for you to double, even triple your event's reach in the greater West Bloomfield area, absolutely free, by becoming a community partner. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many great organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. If you want people to come out to your events, you need to become a community partner. For more information on this amazing opportunity, send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro, or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
The West Bloomfield Township Clerk's Office is now offering one-stop shopping for all of your passport needs, including photo services for an additional $10 fee. Applications are accepted Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., and extended hours are offered the second Wednesday of each month from 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Passport application forms can be obtained at the clerk's office or from the U.S. Department of State website at www.travel.state.gov. Please call the West Bloomfield Township Clerk's Office at 248-451-4848 with any questions or special circumstances. This has been a public service announcement from the Township of West Bloomfield and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hi everyone and welcome back. We are broadcasting live at Fire Station number 1. We are so happy with the turnout today. There have been countless people coming through, trying out the activities, learning about fire safety and how to stay safe in their homes and on the go. I have a special guest sitting with me here today, Howard Rosenberg, Township Trustee. Long time no see, Howard. How have you been?
Great. Good to see you, Sheena.
Thanks for stopping by. Now,
You're welcome.
tell me a little bit about your thoughts as far as today's event. I know you're very involved in our community events, and are you very pleased?
Thrilled. And if anybody's watching, they should stop watching, get in their car, and come down here right now.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun, isn't
It's
it?
tremendous.
Energy is amazing here today.
It's unbelievable, and there's so much to see, so much to learn about the fire service, so much. There's giveaways. We have the police dog here. We have a fire demonstration. We have a demonstration about how to rescue a person out of a car. Ton of things to do.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about the car rescue.
Yep.
That's a new one.
Car
Wow.
rescue's coming up shortly.
Oh, fun. I'm just so happy. There's also great vendors here as well, giving us some tips and feedback as far as different types of safety. Now, what was your role here today as far as, planning, organizing?
My role here is simply as a guest.
Oh, okay.
I'm a resident first, trustee second. I represent the community's interest. I make sure that our budgets are taken care of properly. But today is 100% fire service. I had no role in this. The fire service is incredible in organizing this event every year for the residents so they can see what it is that we do and how we do it.
No, I think it's a really great concept because a lot of people, again, so much of this work is behind the scenes and people don't know and they don't understand their options, like even the demonstration inside, practicing calling 911. I mean, how important is that? Because when an event arises and you're in a frenzy, you may not always remember what to do, right?
Absolutely. And it's really good for the kids because we also have the police officers here. And sometimes children are scared to see police officers. And we have the friendliest staff and friendliest officers that you can have. We have a police dog, we have police cars, in addition to all the fire service.
No, absolutely. That's one of the things I like so much about West Bloomfield, to be honest with you. I'm a new resident myself, is the availability and the accessibility of our police officers. They are at every event, it seems like. They're always there. They're always showing their presence, and I think that's really important. I don't know if you heard it or not, but we're pretty proud. West Bloomfield was named one of the safest cities in the United States. Did you see that?
We are the 9th safest city in the United States and the safest city in Michigan.
Nice. Yes. That's something to be proud of, most definitely.
Yeah, it is a safe and vibrant place. It's diverse. We are inclusive. We have wonderful lakes, wonderful parks, walking trails. We have just about anything you could ask for. Our school district is second to none. Our students who graduate, over 95% of them graduate, go on to four-year colleges. It's a wonderful place to be, wonderful place to live.
Yeah, it's a really nice community, most definitely. Well, I'm just really glad seeing the kids happy because when we're having a happy experience, we tend to remember what we're being told more. So hopefully a lot of these tips and tricks will definitely sink in for the young people here. Now, I ask every guest that we have on the show today, what demo would you most like to try out?
Myself?
Yes.
I would like to try out, actually, I did.
Oh, you beat me to it. Okay.
The fire service offered us the opportunity to go to the fire training academy a few years ago.
Oh.
And so we were able to go into a burning house, a controlled fire, rescue a victim, which was a 150-pound dummy.
Oh, wow.
We got to use the jaws of life to extricate somebody out of a car.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting.
It's this tool that goes in and it can just tear apart the car.
Oh, wow.
If you ever have the chance, that was fun.
That sounds like it.
We did a medical rescue. We did a gas fire. So most of the things that we're doing here today, we had an opportunity to do so we could get a sense of what it was that the fire department did.
Wow, you know what I have my eye on is that hose demo over there.
You like the hose.
I want to see if I
The
can
kids like
actually
that,
aim
yeah.
properly. I bet there's a lot of power that actually goes through those hoses, though. I
Well,
cannot even imagine.
if you notice, there's always a firefighter
Yes.
holding on to it.
Yes.
Otherwise, it'll.
Yeah, it'll go everywhere. We'll get sprayed. We'll get an unexpected shower.
That's right.
All right. Well, good. Well, we're really glad that you stopped by, Howard.
Well,
thank you
for
for
having
that.
me.
Thanks for being here and being a friendly face here at our open house. And we're going to go ahead and jump into a break here in a minute. My name is Sheena. You're listening to the live broadcast of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House happening at Fire Station Number 1, which is located off of Orchard Lake Road right next to the West Bloomfield High School. If you do choose to stop by, we're here from noon till 3. Go ahead and park at the high school and walk on over. You're listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. We'll be right back.
We'll return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Weeknights at 8 p.m., Jamie Starr hosts Jamie's Top 8 at 8 on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
I'll be talking about everything that's going on around Greater West Bloomfield and West Bloomfield High School, and counting down the top 8 songs in America.
It's a show that'll make you smile.
That's right.
It will make you laugh.
Absolutely, I enjoy me.
And make you cry.
No, we're not going to do that.
Jamie's Top 8 at 8 with Jamie Starr. Weeknights at 8 p.m. only on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
If your organization is holding events in Greater West Bloomfield, Civic Center TV has a brand new regional events calendar that will feature your events absolutely free. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Kego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. For more information on becoming a community partner, send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
We now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hello, and welcome back. We are still here at Fire Station Number 1 having a really great time. We'll be here from noon until 3. This is a free event here at the open house. There's all kinds of amazing things happening for kids of all ages. If you happen to stop by, you'll see a ton of vendors here giving us some extra tips on how we can stay safe. One of those vendors is actually our very own Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital Director of Public and Community Relations, Amy Strauss. Thank you for coming over.
Thanks for having me, Sheena.
Yes, absolutely. Now, from what I understand, you just have a lot of interesting and very important information. Let's go ahead and jump right into it for those listening. Where would you like to get started?
Well, I think the first thing I want to mention is this File of Life kit that we have. We provide these to the West Bloomfield Fire Department, and these are for our citizens to put at their homes. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This goes on the door so that, or your window at the front of your house, so that firefighters and first responders know that you have a File of Life kit in your home. This next piece is a little magnetic pocket. It goes on your fridge, and inside is a piece of paper that you fill out that has all of your most important information, your medical history, any medications you're on, and the firefighters, first responders can just take this right out of the pocket and take it with them to the hospital. It really helps and it saves time when you're in an emergency situation. So we have these available today at our table, but we have a whole bunch of them that we give to the fire department and they hand out. So that is something I really want everybody to know about.
Because it's important to know what medications you're on, how can we be safe when we're administering something in case you're in pain.
Right.
No, that's very essential, absolutely.
It's very helpful too for older folks who may have diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, all those things we need to know about, especially when the first responders come and are treating them and bringing them to us at the hospital.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. What a great thing.
Yeah.
Now, Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital doesn't just help people out with their health. They also do a lot of preventative classes and events.
Right.
And I am excited to hear about some of those today.
Wow.
Again, for people who want to stay safe on a physical level. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. This is our very just right off the press is our Live Well events calendar for fall and winter, and we have a whole bunch of things happening from cooking classes to free our Senior Health and Wellness Expo coming up next Friday that we partner with the Parks and Rec Department on. We have a Women's Wellness Weeknight in October that's going to be terrific. Everything, really, just a whole host of things happening, from the cooking classes to the wellness classes. We have a bunch of kids cooking classes too if you've got a little one who is really into cooking. These are for 6 to 12-year-olds. We've got a Halloween one and a couple in December. And then we also offer every month a DIA gallery talk with a docent.
Fun.
These are free and open to the public, a great lunchtime offering. Get a little culture in. They're held in our demonstration kitchen, and I think you've probably seen it before.
Yes.
It looks like the Food Network's demonstration kitchen.
Yes, it looks really nice.
This is all online at henryford.com/West Bloomfield, but we have these available if you walk in the hospital, same kind of thing, it's right there. And then I think the last thing I want to talk about is our hands-only CPR offering that we just launched. So the American Heart Association is very much asking hospitals to really get the word out about hands-only CPR, and that is you can learn to do hands-only CPR, and it can save someone's life. So it's something that we can come out and show groups and organizations, even kids, how to perform hands-only CPR. It takes about 5 minutes to learn, and one of our guys who's a nurse in our ED is the coordinator of that. His name is Josh Keys, and he is happy to come out with the dummies and show kind of how it works, and it's really great. It's a good thing to learn.
Yes, absolutely, and that's an alternative to traditional CPR. It's just a different option that people can have.
Right.
Or is that a more modern way to do CPR?
It's really kind of what they're going towards now. Okay. Certainly if you know the traditional CPR, you can start it, but if you don't, this at least can get you going and get somebody to call 911, get those responders there. But it's very easy to learn, and I think for kids too who learn it early, it could be a lifesaver really for somebody.
Absolutely. No, that's a theme that we're seeing here today is learn the tools that are essential so that you can stay safe, and that's important for all people, and definitely, well, thank you, Amy, for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to getting my own file of life and checking out some of those events. And for those who are listening, we are broadcasting live from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Opening House happening at Fire Station number 1. It'll be going on until 3 p.m. today. And you are listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I'm Sheena. We'll be right back.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan.
The voice you're hearing could soon be your own. If you are a resident of the greater West Bloomfield area, you could be the new voice of 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. It doesn't matter if you're a high school or college student, local employee, or simply someone with a love for radio. If you have the passion, then we want you. For more information or to apply to join the team, contact Tyler Keefe at tyler@civiccentertv.com. Soon you too could be the voice of 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Coming soon to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM, Jamie Starr's Top 8 at 8. Here we will talk about trending stories, I'll give you updates on what's happening over at West Bloomfield High School, and most importantly, I'll be counting down the top 8 songs. Make sure you stay tuned right here on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We are here going strong today at the West Bloomfield Fire Station number 1 for their open house. There have been a ton of people who are coming through. The lines are very long outside, but there's still lots of space left if you are interested in stopping by. The open house goes on until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's a beautiful day for it. If you happen to stop by, please be sure and park at the West Bloomfield High School. It's a short walk down the street to the Fire Station number 1 where we are having this open house. All kinds of demos happening, all kinds of local law enforcement, and we have a local hero here with us today, recently returned from a medical mission outside of the country, which is very exciting. Sitting with me here at the booth is Stephen Rockoff, Medical Director for West Bloomfield Fire and ER Physician for the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Stephen, thanks for coming over.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Absolutely. Now, you are a very busy individual, I see, with these roles that you are doing. Tell me a little bit first, what is your role here today, and how do you feel seeing such a tremendous turnout?
The turnout is tremendous. Looking at all the young children learning about fire safety, EMS, police. My role is the medical director for the West Bloomfield Fire Department. I work closely with the leadership of the fire department, helping with training and overseeing the medical aspects of our fire personnel.
Okay, wow, I bet that's a very rewarding position, a very
Absolutely.
rewarding job to be in, yes. Now, tell me a little bit about what do you do as an ER physician for the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital?
So I'm a staff emergency medicine physician for the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. I've been there approximately 9 years, and I work in the emergency department attending to the patients who present, many by West Bloomfield Fire EMS, as well many by car.
Oh, yes, yes. Now, I mean, that's such a traumatic thing to be doing, is to dealing with people who are injured all the time. What do you do to take care of yourself? Because part of the event here today is our well-being. We need to be safe, but how do we take care of ourselves if something traumatic were to happen to someone? As you're very familiar with that, what kinds of tips can you recommend?
Well, obviously, seeking help from others, friends, staying physically fit as well as mentally fit, exercising, any type of stress relief type of a program would be very beneficial.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Now, today, are you roaming around, being one of those friendly faces that we appreciate seeing? Our fire department, police, we see other personnel as well, or are you behind a booth today?
Well, I brought my family here because I want them to learn about safety. I have my wife Rachel, my daughter.
Oh, is this your family here?
Yeah, my daughter
nice.
Sydney, and my son Jacob, and I think it's important for them to learn too safety. I was real impressed with a lot of the different activities they have here, teaching children how to crawl under the smoke, the grease fire demonstration. Really important, I think, for kids to learn early on how to deal with the emergency situations. And so I'm glad to be here and be part of it.
Do you know, do they have a favorite demo they've tried?
I think they're still
exploring.
Yeah, but they really seem to be enjoying themselves as I see all the great turnout here and all the children and adults too, for that matter, that are here again learning about public safety and prevention. And
yes. Is there a demo that you personally want to try out? I'm sure you've tried out a lot of them in your real life job, but I haven't, so I'm looking forward to trying the fire hose over there.
I think so. I think that looks like fun, especially on such a warm day here. So
yes, that's great. Well, we're really, really happy to have you. Thank you so much for your service to our community. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much for stopping by. And for those listening, we were just speaking with Stephen Rockoff, Medical Director for West Bloomfield Fire Department, as well as ER Physician for the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Definitely doing a lot of very important work here for our community members. If you'd like to stop by, again, we are at Fire Station number 1 right off Orchard Lake Road. Make sure and park at the West Bloomfield High School, and we will be right back. You're listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you have only 2 minutes to safely escape? That's why it's important to have working smoke alarms and test them monthly. You should also develop an escape plan and practice that plan so that everyone in your family can get out in less than 2 minutes. A home fire can strike anywhere, anytime, devastating families. But we can change that. Make your plan today. The American Red Cross has other tools to help keep your family safe. Visit redcross.org to learn more. This has been a public service announcement from the American Red Cross and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Hi, I'm Jamie Starr from 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. There are a lot of new things this time of year. A new school year, a new season, and Greater West Bloomfield's newest hit radio show, Jamie Starr's Top 8 at 8. Join me as I count down the top 8 songs in the USA, talk about the latest and greatest trends, and give you updates on what's happening over at West Bloomfield High School. And it's only right here on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Sheena and we are broadcasting live from a very incredible event. It is an open house happening at Fire Station Number 1. If you are listening and you're thinking this might be something fun to bring my family, my kids, the grandkids to, you're absolutely correct. This will be going on until about 3 o'clock today. We have all kinds of demos and activities and learning experiences for kids of all ages as well as adults. I'm lucky enough to have sitting here with me today our very own fire chief, Greg FLYNN. Thank you so much for taking the time to come over and talk with us.
Sheena, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Now, I'm impressed by this event. Tell me a little bit about the concept. How did it start? How did it grow to where it is today? It's an amazing success from what I can see.
Well, October is Fire Prevention Month.
Oh, okay.
So traditionally for decades here at the West Bloomfield Fire Department, that first Sunday in the month, we hold our annual open house. And it's really an opportunity for the community to see everything that is the resources that are available throughout the year for community risk reduction and responding to the emergencies and even the non-emergent things in the township that the fire department plays a role in mitigating. So the big thing that the open house is really trying to reach out to, though, is that younger generation, are the kids, and to make fire prevention and safe decisions really, part of their life. So this learning opportunity, we hope to instill those kind of life lessons about fire prevention. This year's theme of knowing 2 ways out and just really getting that repetition so that it's just something you just naturally do as they get older.
No, that's awesome. I think it's a really good idea to start young so that they get comfortable with it. One of my favorite demos, I've been walking around a little bit on break, is the one where they can practice calling actually 911. Because as a child, I mean, how would you know in the heat of the moment what to do, what to say? You'd probably be confused, disoriented. So I think all of these demos are serving a really good purpose, but they're keeping the energy high so kids aren't feeling afraid. They're feeling excited, empowered.
Right, and one of the things that we implemented last year was the passport, and actually driving the kids to make sure that they got to each thing. Sometimes the donuts over there become a little too much of a draw.
Yeah.
So that helps, I think when we look at how young people like to work through an app or through a game and achieve different levels, we're really trying to meet them right where they are and what they like to do. And if we can get a fire safety message and a home safety message and a community safety message built into that fun experience, then we really think we're hitting the mark on making an impact through education.
Yes, absolutely. Now, we had someone stop by earlier from the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, and she told us a little bit about this file of life. How important is it for you guys from the other end of the spectrum for individuals to have something like this on the outside of their home?
Right, so often we're starting that cascade of medical care that person's going to have, whether it's a severe headache or chest pain or the early onset of stroke symptoms. We start the initial treatment, and then with our community partners like Henry Ford Hospital, when they arrive in the ED there and work through the whole continuum of care, this history on that person, if they're not able to speak to us, I know myself, how do you spell some of the medications and all that? So it's all accurate. The dosages are all there, and it allows us to really provide the best care that we can to a community that we care so much about.
Yes, absolutely. I made sure and grabbed one of these myself.
Sure.
I'm like, I'm a new resident. I don't have one, so I might as well.
Now, we do, just a reminder, we do encourage people to fill those out in pencil. Because as doses may change or a medication may come on or go off, then it's much easier to update. And it's a living document. It's not something you fill out one time and just leave it on the shelf for 5 or 6 years. We want that to be updated and be as accurate as possible. And then that sticker is, that should be somewhere where the paramedics, when they're first walking in, will see that, and then they know to go to the refrigerator and look for that magnetized.
Now, is it important for someone like me, I'm not on any medication, to still have one of these? Like for those listening, is it a good idea as well? Just there's probably like emergency contact info and stuff like that.
Never a bad habit again to start.
Okay.
And so it is just in case of emergency. So having it handy, even if it's just somewhere where someone else can grab it quickly and provide it to the paramedics, you just never know when an emergency is going to arrive. So part of the theme when we're talking with people is being prepared. So I don't think we're ever too young or too healthy to be prepared for when things could change.
No, that's a really good point there, for sure. Now, there's a lot of demos happening. Which one do you think is the most popular with the kids?
With the kids, it's probably our smokehouse.
Okay.
The smokehouse, they actually get to go inside. It looks like a house in there, and they go over how to set up their escape plan. And then they actually escape as the smoke starts coming in from the smoke generator, which is very safe for the kids to be in. And then they go out of a rear window of the trailer and climb down the escape ladder. And it's a lot of fun. Now that trailer goes around to our schools this time of year as well. And I think my last report I remember getting, I think we were upwards of 1,500 kids that had experienced the smokehouse yet this year.
Important, yeah.
This will clearly put us over probably 2,000.
Yes.
And again, as the fire chief for this community, if I was to hear that the bell didn't ring in one of the stations for a day or 2 days or 3 days, I'm great with that.
Yeah.
The fact that our community becomes safer, becomes healthier, and they're not utilizing those emergency services, that's where we want. If Chief Patton said, we haven't had a call for a break-in or anybody breaking the law, that's what your public safety chiefs want to hear. We're not looking to drive numbers up to say, here's why you need us. Our job is prevention, and that's really where we want to meet the community, is before the injury or the accident or the fire.
Yeah, no, for sure. And as a new resident myself, one of the things I really appreciate about our community is the accessibility for individuals like you. You don't have to take your time and let your face be known. This is who I am. And I just really appreciate that our community leaders are making sure that people feel comfortable and confident approaching them, because there is still sometimes like an intimidation factor too, with, oh no, they're this big important person. And I really appreciate that you guys take the time to make sure that you are known as someone who's friendly, approachable, easy to talk to, things like that. So it's very important. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think it's these kinds of opportunities. I know Chief Patton, again, we love this because he leads with a servant's heart. Our team leads with a servant's heart. And it's so easy in a community where you feel appreciated. And it's not so much that people want to talk; they want to listen, and they want to do. So when you say, "Here's some things," the File Life program, trip hazard reduction within the home, safe cooking techniques, they hear you and they start to change behaviors, and those changed behaviors make a safer community.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. We're really glad that you were able to share these tips with us today.
Sure.
And for those listening, again, you can stop by. We're here till about 3 o'clock at Fire Station number 1, right next door to the West Bloomfield High School. And you are listening to 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I'm Sheena. We'll be right back.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan.
If you're a organization is holding events in Greater West Bloomfield, Civic Center TV has a brand new regional events calendar that will feature your events absolutely free. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. For more information on becoming a community partner, send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. Did you know that 71% of drivers are using their cell phones behind the wheel? Distracted driving is never okay. Whether you're texting a family member or a friend, or you're getting an important email from work or school, they can wait for a response, and so can you. This has been a public service announcement from AT&T's It Can Wait campaign and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. The need for blood is constant, and sometimes that need becomes critical. From accident victims and cancer patients to premature babies and those with blood disorders, hospital patients rely on all of us to make sure that blood is on the shelves and ready to help. That's why the American Red Cross needs you. Make an appointment to give blood today by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org. Your one blood donation can save up to 3 lives. This has been a public service announcement from the American Red Cross and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
We now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. We are at the open house happening at Fire Station number 1. It is not at all too late to stop by. This event goes on till about 3 o'clock. It's really been a fun time for the kids and for all of the families. We have all kinds of vendors. We have also here with us at the open house all kinds of our community leaders. And sitting here with me today, we have Terry Weingarten. She is our township treasurer. Thank you, Terry, for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, what are your thoughts about this event? The turnout seems to have been amazing.
Well, definitely. Mother Nature cooperated this year again, and it's a beautiful event. Every year it gets bigger and better. We have a lot of hands-on exhibits here so the kids can get into the trucks, in the back of the paramedic trucks as well, so that if they have an emergency, they won't be afraid. They can have their picture taken. It can look like they were in Paris. They have a little passport that they go around and go to all the different stations, so they're learning a lot too, but the kids are having a really fun time.
I think that's important. As I was watching the kids, is that they remove some of the intimidation factor, the fear factor, like even the 911 demo or the fire hoses or seeing men in uniform. That can be a little bit overwhelming for a kid, and just to kind of normalize it so they're not like afraid in case something were to happen.
And it's important for them to remember that our police and fire in the community are there to help them. So if they have an emergency, we want them to go to those people. They're really good resources. So if they recognize them or they see the uniform and they think, oh, that's my friend, it's a really good thing.
Absolutely, yes. So as you were walking around, did you see a demo that you're like, wow, this is so popular with the kids?
Well, there was one I really liked, and that is they have a vehicle that would be as if it was in a crash, and so they're actually, busting out the glass, and they're going to have the jaws of life. I think it's very interesting to see how they get people out of life-threatening situations, so I personally think that's a pretty cool exhibit, but all the exhibits here are great.
Yes, for sure. I know I want to get over and try out that fire hose. I've been talking about it for an hour and a half because I want to go do it, and so after I get off the air here, I'm going to be stopping over for sure. One of the ones that I think the kids are really enjoying is this very simple one, stop, drop, and roll. And then we had a guest on earlier, and he was saying the smokehouse, which I haven't been over to see. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Actually, yes. Our firefighters built that themselves. So that was like kind of a project they did when they weren't out doing runs. And it's a fantastic project where the kids or adults get to experience what it would be like to be in a smoky environment so that they learn what would happen and how they should react to it. So it's really good. So if these kids were ever in a fire in their own home, that they would at least be familiar with the right and wrong things to do. So it's very educational. It's hands-on. And the kids are loving crawling through the smoke.
I think I want to try it too.
You can.
Oh, good. Now, so this is an annual event, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Have you seen it grow and change over the years?
Absolutely. In the beginning, it was really just more social. And there were still tables and activities, but it was more of a social event. It's really become a lot more hands-on, very visual and very tactile. So it's really a great opportunity, like I said, for kids to actually like kind of touch a truck and understand what things look like and how they work, so it's not as scary. And it's actually pretty fun shooting the fire hose for the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Well, we really appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for your service to our community and helping to
you.
make our community even better than ever. We appreciate it. Again, I'm sitting with Terry Weingarten. She is our township treasurer, and you are listening to the all-new Lakes FM 89.3 WBLD. I'm Sheena, and we'll be right back.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan.
If your organization is holding events in Greater West Bloomfield, Civic Center TV has a brand new regional events calendar that will feature your events absolutely free. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. For more information on becoming a community partner, send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. Did you know that 71% of drivers are using their cell phones behind the wheel? Distracted driving is never okay. Whether you're texting a family member or a friend, or you're getting an important email from work or school, they can wait for a response, and so can you. This has been a public service announcement from AT&T's It Can Wait campaign and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. The need for blood is constant, and sometimes that need becomes critical. From accident victims and cancer patients to premature babies and those with blood disorders, hospital patients rely on all of us to make sure that blood is on the shelves and ready to help. That's why the American Red Cross needs you. Make an appointment to give blood today by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org. Your one blood donation can save up to 3 lives. This has been a public service announcement from the American Red Cross and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Weeknights at 8 p.m., Jamie Starr hosts Jamie's Top 8 at 8 on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
I'll be talking about everything that's going on around Greater West Bloomfield and West Bloomfield High School and counting down the top 8 songs in America.
It's a show that'll make you smile.
That's right.
It will make you laugh.
Absolutely, I enjoy me.
And make you cry.
No, we're not going to do that.
Jamie's Top 8 at 8 with Jamie Starr. Weeknights at 8 p.m. only on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. Now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are still here going strong at the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. What a huge crowd we've had with us here today. There are all kinds of kids, from very, very young all the way up to teenagers. I also see some very happy parents as their kids are learning some skills that will hopefully help to keep the entire family safe. I'm lucky enough to have with me here today Zachary Yaksich from Alana's Foundation. Now, their booth has been extremely active over there. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing here today, Zach, and what people can expect if they stop by your booth.
Yeah, thank you, Sheena. We're here promoting and educating people about the importance of getting an annual flu vaccine. And so if you bring your family out today, we can offer the convenience of getting your whole family vaccinated right here. Save yourself a trip to the doctor's office and taking the kids out of school. It's important to get yourself vaccinated. I'm here representing Alana's Foundation. Alana's Foundation was named after my daughter. Unfortunately, she passed away when she was 5 due to complications of the flu. So
it's a very important topic then, yeah. So they actually can get vaccinated here today.
Absolutely. We partner with the Visiting Nurses Association, so they have a staff here to administer and take care of your whole family from 6 months, years of age to as old as.
Yes, a grown adult, right?
Yeah.
Now, is the flu vaccine something you have to get done every year, or tell me about how that works?
Yeah, it's different from other the back-to-school vaccines, if you will, because the flu strain changes every year.
Oh,
and
okay.
so they have to make a new vaccine to meet the strain. So it's something you have to have done annually.
Wow. And so it's not required by school, so it's more optional?
Yeah, it's not one of the required.
We need to work to change that then, right? Because
yes.
It's a very serious thing. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, cool. So I did actually make my way back down that hallway behind us. That's where I think they're doing the flu vaccines, right?
Correct.
It was extremely busy back there. So
yeah,
that's
it's been
good.
a busy day.
Yeah, no, that's great. So what are your thoughts today on the turnout? You said you were here last year as well. Do we see some growth, some improvements, some changes? I mean, the energy is so high here today.
Yeah, well, the weather certainly helps. It's a great turnout. It seems like the numbers are up compared to last year. And the nice thing or surprising thing is we do have people here that have come, remembering we were here specifically. They brought their family for the convenience, to get the whole family vaccinated. So we're making a difference. I mean, people are looking out for us and coming back, the repeat customers, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's really important. Yeah. Definitely. So I see you have some pamphlets and flyers and stuff at your table. If someone were to stop by, what kinds of information could they find to take with them?
Well, you find out who Alana's Foundation is, who we are, what we do, and you also find out flu facts, some of the warning signs of the flu, because most people use the flu as a general term when they don't feel well, and they don't really truly have the flu. So we have that, and then we also have some hand sanitizers to take with you, and then of course candy for the kids.
Oh, so. Nice, good. So what can you tell us about Alana's Foundation? What would you like all of our listeners to know?
Alana's Foundation, like I said, we were involved to educate people about the importance of the flu and to get annual flu vaccines. We're a nonprofit. You can find us at our website, www.alanasfoundation.org. If you want to help out, there's a page there to help the organization. And if you want to set up a clinic, maybe at your local church, school, or an event like community event like this, shoot us an email and we can make that happen.
Absolutely. Now, from what I understand, you've made a really strong push for college kids as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that program where they are? Well, I'll let you explain it. You know it better than me.
Yeah, we work closely with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services as well, and we found out in working with them that the college-age students are the lowest vaccination rates.
Oh.
So we decided to come up with, we call it the Michigan College Flu Challenge, and we kind of pit the schools based on size against each other with a friendly competition to see who can get the most students vaccinated. And in doing so, we're going on our 4th year now, and every year we see that the vaccination rates increase in that population. So it's been,
wow, that's exciting.
It's been successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. Well, congratulations and good luck for all your future endeavors. Hopefully the message gets spread far and wide here today. And again, I saw they were really busy back there, so that's always a good thing. And for those listening, I'm sitting here with Zach Yaksich from Alana's Foundation, and you are listening to the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I'm Sheena, and we'll be right back.
Return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Hi, I'm Tyler Keefe from 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. When I do my show, I want to make sure I get as big of an audience as possible, and I know that you want the same thing for your group or organization's events. Well, I got an opportunity for you to double, even triple your event's reach in the greater West Bloomfield area, absolutely free, by becoming a community partner. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many great organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. If you want people to come out to your events, you need to become a community partner. For more information on this amazing opportunity, Send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro, or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Hi, I'm Jamie Starr from 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. There are a lot of new things this time of year. A new school year, a new season, and Greater West Bloomfield's newest hit radio show, Jamie Starr's Top 8 at 8. Join me as I count down the top 8 songs in the USA, talk about the latest and greatest trends, and give you updates on what's happening over at West Bloomfield High School. And it's only right here on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
Now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we are so happy to have you with us here today. We are broadcasting live from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House happening at Fire Station Number 1. We would love to have you stop by. There's all kinds of fun activities for the kids, and you've heard me mention several times today the importance of having a file of life on hand. And outside of your home, and we actually have Bill Bertakis sitting with us here today. He is the photographer with Intel Bill Photography. He's also a shop teacher at the elementary school, I believe, over in Kego Harbor. Is that right, Bill? Roseville? Okay. Now, Bill, you've had a personal positive experience with the File of Life. What would you like to share to those who are listening about how important it is to have that in your home?
Yeah. Well, I filled this out the first time and always put it on my fridge. And I've had 2 heart attacks and then a third serious issue. But the first time I did this, I called 911. And honestly, I don't remember, and I hit the garage door open. I don't remember them taking me out to the car.
Yeah. And
I remember looking up and I saw the McDonald's going by. I live in Kego Harbor, right at the bend there by the mobile home park. And I had everything filled out. I couldn't talk. And everything was here, contacts, meds, doctor, and my, of course, your insurance.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's really funny that when you have a heart attack, you don't know the symptoms. I thought I was having indigestion. I took some Phillips magnesia. And then who wants to call 911 when you're not sure? Because you're like, oh, geez, it's going to cost me $700, and I'm not sure. You don't know what the bill is. So I was sort of hesitant and waited too long. Okay. Now, the next time it happened, almost a year to the date, it happened because there was a mistake in medication. And when you have a heart attack, you get stents. They give you antiplatelet blockers because if they put a stent in, your blood will attack the stents and block it. Mm-hmm. So you have to take this medication. Well, they changed the medication, but forgot to substitute it. Now, they always refer to it as Pladix, but there's 3 different names. So I felt this coming on again, and it feels like somebody's standing on your chest with 1 foot doing a balance beam on your chest. And thank goodness I've told a few people this, and they've jumped on the phone because they said, oh, geez, Bill said this. I must be having a heart attack. One was Jay Wiseman, the police chief, and he got there way early. Nothing happened. Now, remember, if you get damage, it's not reversible. You got to catch it before. So I called a friend. I said, you better get over here. There's a problem. And he started coming. He was halfway to my house, and he said, are you getting better? I go, no. He goes, well, I'm calling. And I go, and at that point, I couldn't call.
Yeah.
I live by myself, so all these are scary. So he had a hard time calling because he was still in Waterford. It went to that exchange, and I opened the garage door. And as soon as I opened the door, here's the EMS right at my front door. And he goes, we were at the brew house, right in front of the brew house when you called. Well, this time, I made 2 copies. And I remember going through there screaming in pain. He kept the copy, and the lady standing there, he goes, here's his meds, doctor, and insurance. And he kept going straight in the operating room. And I remember sitting there, and I asked, are you the doctor? He goes, no, my job is to keep you alive till he gets here. The guy at the door is here. And nothing happened to me.
Yeah. No, I'm hearing it really.
That's how close it was. And so it only takes a few minutes to fill this out. But what I'd suggest is making a copy. You know what I did? I made an electronic one on Excel.
Yeah, for sure.
And because I can easily change it, how many copies you're going to get. but I always put it was 1 or 2 copies, and
no, I think that's very important.
and I'm telling you, 10 more seconds, it would have been big trouble.
Yeah, no, one of the themes today at our event is to catch things early, do as much preventative work as you can, and that's a really good point that you're mentioning, to also make a couple of copies. And thank you so much for stopping by.
One other thing, too, that's very important. About 4 days later, I stopped by the fire station, and they saw me in the window, and they all come flying out. Oh, my God, I'm so glad you came here. So go visit them and tell them you made it okay, because just because you made it to the hospital doesn't mean that you're safe. And you want to know something? I see the chaplain there. I think his name's Tim, isn't it?
Yes.
When the emergency doors open, Tim and the chief, Greg FLYNN, were standing right at that door when that door opened. And I'm so thankful that we live in this community. You know, I'm in Kego, it has West Bloomfield, but isn't that great that the chaplain and the police chief are right there at the emergency door when that thing opened?
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
the first face I saw. So.
No, they are definitely very personable, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bill Bertakis, for stopping by. Again, he's with Intel Bill Photography and also a shop teacher for an elementary school. Also having firsthand experience with how important it is for us to take our own health into our hands by having a file of life on hand and making sure we have multiple copies. All right, you are listening to the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I'm Sheena. We'll be right back.
We'll return shortly with more coverage from the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, live from Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield, Michigan.
If your organization is holding events in Greater West Bloomfield, Civic Center TV has a brand new regional events calendar that will feature your events absolutely free. When you become a community partner, your organization will have their events featured on a number of websites from the many organizations in Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Kego Harbor, and West Bloomfield. For more information on becoming a community partner, send an email to events@civiccentertv.com. Visit civiccentertv.com/events calendar intro or stay tuned to your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
We now return to live coverage of the 2017 West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House. Here is your host, Sheena Monnin.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks so much for sticking around with us on this gorgeous afternoon. If you were not able to stop by today, that's perfectly fine. This is an annual event. We would love to see you here next year. The event is still going strong, however, if you are in the area, go ahead and stop by. We are at Fire Station number 1. That means we're located right next to the West Bloomfield High School, and we have a ton of kids and families here roaming around, trying out all of the different activities that they have, interacting with Sparky, the fire department mascot, getting their picture taken with him, practicing what it means to stop, drop, and roll on a safety mat. Lots of kids have been enjoying that. They also have giant puzzles. You can try on some costumes. You can get your picture taken with our local fire department. And outside, on one side of the building here, we have a really amazing exhibition really happening where kids can go through a actual house on wheels and they will simulate a fire happening. They will teach kids what can I do in that situation, because when tensions are high and emergency actually happens, knowing what to do is very important for kids, not just for adults, and having a plan of escape really to get out and to stay together as a family and make sure that no matter where the fire is happening in your home, that you know how to get out and where to go. We also have an area where you can practice calling 911. And again, adults, we maybe have had some unfortunate experience with that, but kids probably haven't. And it's important for kids to know what to do in case of an emergency. So we have some real dispatchers volunteering their time today, teaching kids what information is important to give out, who are safe people to talk to when an emergency happens. All of those types of things are important for kids to know because, again, an emergency can happen at any moment and it's important to know what to do about it. Also happening, we have a vehicle that is in a pretend crash situation, and we have a huge crowd drawing around that vehicle right now as they are teaching how the experts would remove a victim if they happen to be trapped in a car. Again, all of this is just making the importance of safety very real for the young people and taking out some of the fear that could be involved in case of an emergency, or if you see people in uniform coming close to you. Again, knowing who is safe and who is not safe and what can be done in those situations is very important. If your little ones enjoy huge trucks, well, then they definitely want to stop by today. I see several large fire trucks around, and again, just always fun for the younger people to get involved. Also, we have several vendors here telling us different ways that you can stay safe, and the theme today really is prevention. How can we prevent negative things from happening in our lives? And it's a beautiful afternoon, and I've enjoyed being your host live from Fire Station Number 1 at the open house happening here off of Orchard Lake Road. For those of you who have been with us throughout the afternoon listening, thank you so much. We are broadcasting live on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM. I've been your host, Sheena Monnin. Thanks so much, and we will see you next time.